There's something to be said for the beauty of nature and to embrace it through nature awareness. I bring this up is because there is a intention when you're interacting with nature, or a spontaneous interaction. There is what you pay attention to or just allow it to happen. These are ways to see nature, be with nature, be of nature, that allows you to appreciate it as muse, metaphor, self-care companion, living systems educator, inspiration for every breath. And with this video, I wanted to share some insights about nature awareness through some activities that I use and just bring it to the surface. So this the video has application for those who are new to getting more involved with nature, because it is natural to us. We just sometimes don't see it, feel it, sense it that way. But it's also for those who are seasoned in their interactions with nature, because it might sort of highlight something, stimulate something. But more importantly, whether you're new, seasoned, your comments below will be of great assistance to all of us so that we can learn together a little bit more about our nature awareness approaches. So enjoy, and I'll see you on the other end. But just before we jump in, I'm going to ask you to get pencil and paper, your tablet, whatever way you want to record some of your thoughts, and have it at the ready. If you need to pause, great. Let's keep going. With your pencil and paper, or imagine, draw a tree, whatever tree that comes to mind. Draw that tree. Now I'm going to come back at the end of the video and bring some sense to the story of this tree and how it links to nature awareness. So let's get started. We're going to go on a nature walk. Along the path, there are different forest textures. This one is more coniferous, and as I move down the trail, I start to encounter a little bit more deciduous. And I bring this to your attention because this is a reminder location about transition for me. And what I do is there are two trees here, this one here and this one here, that I touch. I've been given permission to do so. I've done this many times so that I can go through the transition zone that moves me through the coniferous, connecting with the deciduous, so that I get just a little farther down the trail here. And there's these two coniferous trees. Again, I have permission to say hello and touch them as my transition points as I move into more of a deciduous type vegetation, and that opens up into a little field, a grove. It was actually a garden for a log cabin, and I just thought that I would remind you about transition and the importance of transition in your life. And for me, I have to remember that there are three main types of transition: transactional, transformational, and transcendence. And transactional is about being for the world. Transformation is about being with the planet. And transcendence is about being from the whole. That was one of the ways that I've come to understand it. And so when I go through those transition points, in this case between the coniferous and the deciduous, it just reminds me, oh, okay, so what's happening in those aspects of my life as I'm walking along? So this movement that I'm enjoying, this walking, brings ideas like that to the foreground as well. What's going on down here? Yeah, and here's a tire. So this is a good example of an object for the world, but not necessarily with the planet. And I almost walked by it, but by stopping and slowing down and not moving as quickly along the path and just trying to get from A to B, I saw this and I just went, wow, okay, there's what nature's about. This is what we sometimes leave behind, which is unfortunate. These are soft-covered journal books, prompt books that I've created, and I find them to be kind of a fun way in which to go about learning about nature awareness, because the journal has a word at the bottom of the page that sparks, oh, I could look at it through this lens today, or if not, just write what your head, heart, and hands wants to bring forward. The prompt notebook is one that has some prompts in it that supports writing, short little ideas that you can bring forward into other journals and expand upon. So it's just meant to, oh, here's a phrase, what can I do with it? And then there are other journals that you can grab a hold of that you can buy. Select 2 letters from the alphabet and 1 number. While outdoors, find the letters and number in nature. A letter like R for rock, a stone person. A number like 3, 3 needles in a pine tree cluster. When you bring them together, they form a circle of life. Those with 5 or 2 needle clusters, the same circle of life. Today was a 4GH day. I took up the activity that I just mentioned. There is 4 spruce I found in a cluster, and I was looking specifically for 4 trees that would be considered by themselves within the landscape. And I eventually found them near the end of the walk. And then there was 4 pieces of litter I picked up, and I did it in a certain section of the trail, and I was just paying a little bit more attention there, and I found these 4. And I thought was interesting was the piece of paper had the word neutral on it. Maybe there's some meaning there. We'll see. The G aspect came about because of the glasses I was wearing, the sunglasses I was wearing. And if you remember in the bag that I was carrying with me, I had my gloves. So those were G's. The H came about because of the holes that I found in the trees and the holes in the ground. And I thought this hole was kind of interesting because it looked like a face. And in the next section, I'm going to bring a story of the horsetail to you. So this is my 4GH day. As to drawing that tree earlier, let me bring a tremendous idea to you. Whatever your tree looks like is your tree, deciduous, coniferous, could even be a larch somewhere in between. It could be a shrub just simply because of where you're living. Whatever the tree is, thank that tree for visiting with you and becoming your drawing. Now, there's something about this story that I want to highlight. Did you include the roots of your trees, whether visible just on the ground or even underneath the ground level? I attempted here below EE is a reminder that the roots are there and they are a part of the tree. What happens is we sometimes don't always see the invisible. On your next walk, what is it that you can find that you would consider invisible, that you can make visible for yourself, and in some creative way, bring it to the foreground for others? Thank you for joining me on this nature walk with intention. And the 6 visits that we made, you can check those off, those keywords off, and find ways for you to bring them to the foreground in your stories, in your photographs, in your videos, just in the essence of being with the planet. So I leave you with it, and I would encourage you to like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate comments. I certainly do. Let me know what this video did for you and where it has taken you. That would be so appreciated. So with that, as always, take care.